My name is Khadija Siddiqui, and I'm the marketing manager at Evron Computer Systems. I just wanted to let everybody know that before we get started, that this webinar is being recorded. So those who are unable to make it today will be able to watch it. So if you know any managers, colleagues who may be interested, please feel free to share it with them. Also, these slides will be available on our website in the next day or two in case you wish to reference them again. So, as you all know, cybersecurity is such a critical topic these days, and I'm happy to see that so many of you are being proactive about it. We have a great presentation prepared that will address how to safeguard your business. As you can see, our agenda is pretty straightforward today. I'll be introducing our presenters, and from there, they will overview our IT and security landscape, talk about Cisco Duo and Meraki and how they can help your business. I will wrap up the webinar at the end and finish it off with a Q&A session. We're, of course, here to help you, so please submit any questions that you may have in the chat box. I believe it's on the right. And one of our security experts, which I'll introduce in a minute, will be happy to answer it at the end during our Q&A session. If we happen to run out of time, the Evron team will reach out to you afterwards to address your questions. If you happen to have any questions after the webinar, please feel free to get in touch with us. Email us at info@evron.com or even, tag us on Twitter at Evron Computers. Yeah, and of course, we're happy to connect. Going on to our presenters, these are our security experts. Our first presenter is our very own Vice President and CTO. I'm sure many of you know him, Sunny from Evron. He's Evron's go-to person. Anything you need, he'll be able to help with. And he has helped, of course, countless number of clients with their security practices and, of course, working from home strategies. Then we have Trevor Dar, all the way from Austin, Texas. He is the Business Development Manager at Duo Security. He's been with Cisco for about 5 years, working directly with partners and customers and distribution channels. When it comes to Duo products for the US and Canada, he is your man. And lastly, from Chicago is Peter Fasano, who is the virtual sales specialist at Meraki. He's our Meraki expert, so he knows all the ins and outs regarding their products and can answer any questions you have about it. As you can see, we have a very packed hour ahead of us. Lots of security experts on board to share their insights. So without further ado, I will hand it over to Sunny. Take it away, Sunny.
Thank you, Khadija. Thank you very much. Let's go to the next slide. And good afternoon to all of you. I'm Sunny, Exec VP and CTO at Evron. And first of all, thank you to find time from your busy schedules to attend this webinar this morning. I'm also very thankful to our partners, Cisco, for all their support for this webinar. I wanted to start by sharing some observations from last year. It's been extremely challenging and disruptive at many fronts. We all know about it. I don't have to elaborate. But it has also shown us the potential for human resiliency and willingness to adapt when there is a bigger cause, and that is important. We have seen this at many levels. Many analysts feel that the adaptation to technology in last 1 year is equal to what would typically happen in 4 years. I can share the case in point. We have got people from different parts of North America. Peter is joining us, and he'll be talking about Meraki from Chicago. Trevor is joining us from Austin. Nanette, who is controlling all the show here in the back in Mississauga, and most of us joining this webinar from home offices. And this is not unique. I would call it this paradigm shift has happened, and Evron, and like many of you, are helping clients in this new way. We have been working with you to support remote work and collaboration. You're seeing the 4 pillars. These 4 pillars were created actually 5 years back. They were not made up in pandemic. What you'll be seeing is probably the rapid pace with which the adoption is happening. We have been talking about the working remotely, but now working remotely, working and together, I would call it not working alone, working together with your team with the collaboration solutions. We have been talking a lot. The next wave, I would say, is with many of you, we are working on migrating your legacy ERP system. So we are talking about getting rid of, it's not just getting rid of the systems, it is really, I would call it the transformation to paper-based processes, which were manual processes, or many times I like to call them as analog processes, to digital processes, so that people can really work together, but in this new world. So we have been doing many of those work, whether the e-commerce solutions or the CRM and many ERP discussions. But today we'll be really talking about the security. Many of these things, the transformations which are happening, whether it's the CRM or the connectivity with the employees, connectivity with the vendors, these are some very meaningful and profound changes. And it is not that these are stopgap measures for the pandemic. We feel that there are some productivity gains and efficiencies which businesses are realizing, and they are here for good. But as I said, today, the focus will be security. We'll be talking about security, and it will be why security and why now. Those are the important things. So I'll be talking about 3 reasons why we really need to consider security and why now. So next slide, please. So this one is really, I would call it the, I was sure the sensational or the bad news always spread. Some of you may have seen this on June 12th. Global News had a big story about a major password leak. This was a compilation of 8.4 billion passwords. So this is probably twice the number of internet users in the world. That's the number of passwords that were leaked. These were passwords, phrases, emails, and actually I can share it with you. This is, and you can even check it yourself. It's haveibeentuned.com. You put your email address and it'll tell you if it has been hacked, and they have hacked from various sources and compiled them into this 8.4 billion repository. But what is the bottom line? The bottom line is just having that user ID, which is typically the email, and a password is not enough. The hackers are really using the social engineering, because passwords are difficult to remember. You have to change it. And typically people are using the same password, not only for their personal life, wherever they have to give the user ID or the email and the password combination to get into the website or to get that extra coupon or download a document. They're using the same combination for their business, and which makes it very vulnerable. So that is one reason that having just the user ID and password is not enough. The current IT environment, as we used to do it previously, was very well defined. This is within your 4 walls. We know the users who are coming in, who is going out, and it was really easy to protect and secure. But things are changing, as you'll be saying, and if you can go to the next slide, it will show the opportunities or the things which we need to connect. These could be users who are outside the 4 walls who need to connect. These could be my vendors. These could be my suppliers. These could be my clients. I need to connect all of them to this workplace. So if you go to the next slide, please, this will be showing you how the opportunities are changing, where we need to connect our systems to those external systems. These could be systems in the cloud. These could be the IoT sensors I put in various locations. These could be my shippers, and this could be we talked about e-commerce. All this is really becoming my opportunity and truly my new IT environment. And if this is my new IT environment, this is also the threat point which we need to protect against. So this really changes from the controlled environment to what the really IT environment looks like now. So now let's go to, so that is the second change. The third is the security and the productivity and the balance. And I would say this is similar to life. You need to have the balance. You cannot have one over the other. If we go too tight on security, that means every day the password, let's take the extreme, passwords have to be changed. It is just not possible to keep the productivity. And the second, people start tuning out if we are just putting too much of it. So there has to be a delicate balance between the security and productivity. And I would say that is the reason where we are so happy with Cisco when it comes to working with, I would say, born in the cloud companies, whether it is really Duo and Meraki. These are all acquired or owned by Cisco, and we are so happy on that. because it is so helpful to have that ease in security with these born in the cloud, where many of those complicated tasks are happening in the cloud. So with that, really, I want to bring it up. I've teed it up, and I want to bring in now Trevor to take this further and talk to us about how Duo can take this and help our clients to keep their environment secure. So Trevor, take it away, please.
Yeah, great. I appreciate it. We appreciate the time. I'm going to go ahead and pull my screen up here. Okay, so let me know when you can see the slideshow. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so my name is Trevor Dar, and along with me is Lauren Mercado. Her and I both support US and Canada. As mentioned earlier, if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat box. I think Lauren will be taking a look at that while we're going through the presentation, so we'll get into it. So quick agenda, go over the overview, hit a few of the features and benefits, resources we have, our Duo editions, and then we can answer a couple of those questions that are in the chat at the end if you'd like. So we always start with, what is multi-factor authentication? It's somewhat of an easy question, but we like to give our Duo story behind it. So what is MFA? MFA is something you know and something you have. We like to think of debit cards. Debit cards are kind of like the first version of MFA. You have physical possession of a debit card while you know your PIN number in order to securely access your bank account. And so why is MFA important? So 81% of breaches leverage either stolen or weak passwords, and 72% of those breaches are also due to device vulnerabilities. So that's where Duo comes into play to help with the issues of poorly deployed and MFA solutions that are hard to support. And we also provide device hygiene insights, which we'll dive into here in a little bit. And so why Duo? This is kind of our mission statement. Duo provides secure access for all users connecting to any application from any device. So what that means is we secure how someone, being an employee, contractor, or partner, or something being the employee's phone, laptops, or desktop, is trying to access your work access. So these are 3 different levels that we provide security on. And then, so starting back at the end user experience, so level number 1. Easiest and most secure MFA. We have one-tap authentication without needing a code. And we have several other authentication options for end users. So at the bottom, I think we have 8 different authentication methods we support. So if you do require a hardware token or an SMS text message code to be sent, we can support that as well, along with soft tokens within the Duo app. And we support wearables. So if you have an Apple Watch, you're able to click approve on your watch without having to even dive into your phone. So kind of echoing the easiest, most secure MFA, again, no codes necessary, quick to deploy with easy user enrollment. Here in a little bit, I'll show a couple screenshots what the end user will get whenever you identify them as somebody that has to be enrolled into a 2FA. And then agnostic partnerships. We have partnerships across the industry. We've developed those as Duo way even before we were acquired at Cisco. So you'll see even some Cisco competitor names that we have tried and true solutions built out with. And that allows us to provide a consistent user experience since we're able to deploy those all on one platform. And we're able to secure all users on an unlimited amount of applications. And that all kind of ties into a really high NPS score, which we're going to talk about here on this slide. First, starting on the left, whenever you identify users, somebody who has to enroll in Duo, they're going to be prompted with this message on the left to download the Duo mobile app. Once they download the mobile app, they're going to take a screenshot of that QR code, which will enroll them or enroll that particular device onto the network. And then if they want, they can enroll multiple devices, which we'll see here in a little bit. Once they request their first push, you'll see that push notification in the center of the screen. So a couple of different things to point out here. One of them being there's a Morgan Stanley logo right there. That's obviously customizable to your company. And then it also identifies who's attempting to log in, where they're attempting to log in from and what time they're attempting to log in. So on this push notification alone, there's 4 different ways for somebody to verify this is a legitimate push, and then they can approve or deny that. So that ease of use really leads to a high net promoter score. Just for those that don't know, net promoter score is an aggregate of customer feedback. And so just for context, Apple yesterday was at 53. We're at 70 on the dot, and we all know how easy Apple is to, how much we like Apple products. So that says a lot about what customers think of Duo. So here's what we do. We verify the identity of the user, verify the health of the device they're attempting to log on the network with, control which users and devices gain access, and then protect all applications they use all the time. And how do we do those 4 steps? Step 1 is with MFA. Step 2 is with the device health check that we run on every single authentication attempt before that device is able to verify you are who you are, or even before the device that's attempting to log on to the network logs on. Control which users with access control policies, so you're able to identify which users need control or access to which applications and segment them, and then protect all the applications they use all the time with zero trust. This is really one of the big reasons Cisco acquired Duo a few years ago, is to really round out their full zero trust story. And then back in, I believe it was November, we launched our SSO offering to all of our editions. So this is what it looks like whenever we're verifying the health of their device with the device check. So like I mentioned, every auth attempt, we're going to make sure that device is up to date with whatever standards you've put in place. And we do that by checking the hygiene of the device. Like I mentioned, we'll check the laptop attempting to get on the network, as well as the phone's hygiene. And then one of the big things we've seen lately is obviously a lot of past year and a half, we've had a lot of BYOD devices hit the network, and people sometimes get a little hesitant to download an agent that's going to be running in the background of their phone the entire time, especially on a personal device. And so we don't require that. We leverage the OS security settings that are already on the phone or iPad or whatever is their second device. So you don't have to deploy an agent. If they were to get out of compliance with whatever standards are set, we'll have this block notification with a little sad face. And then below that, we will prompt them to see why they're blocked. And then below that, they'll be prompted to see how they can update their device to be within the standards that have been set for your network. And at any point in time, they can log into their phone and the Duo Help app, and they can see a security checkup. So that's what you see on the iPhone right there that keeps flashing. Yeah, so on that one, it's 100%. And so if they see that at 75% at any point in time, they can jump in and update it. And so this is a couple of other things that we do. You can apply layered policies to everyone or a user application. So hypothetically, let's say your accounting team needs access to a few applications, but your marketing team doesn't. You're able to segment those. So accounting has access, marketing's blocked. And then we can send those prompts to so that way they know how to update their device. And then again, we have unrealistic geovelocity. So here's a screenshot of a blocked attempt. So Duo went in and noticed they didn't travel 7,389 miles in 19 minutes from New York to Shanghai. And so that is something else that they were able to block on the back end. And that is because we have all these partnerships that we mentioned. These are just a handful of them. We have partnerships with a lot of logos that are competitors of Cisco, but we always call them our unlikely allies or our frenemies, because a lot of times we're working on the back end. Such with Outlook, we have a lot of different better together stories with 365, and that's because we have 3 different editions. So we'll jump into this real quick. We have Duo MFA. We kind of have a good, better, best version, right? So MFA is the good version. This gives access to multi-factor. We're able to protect all applications on cloud or on-prem, And this also gives access to that single sign-on offering at the first layer, or on the first edition. This is our second edition, Duo Access. So this is where you really start to see the value of Duo, because you have complete visibility into all the devices that are accessing applications. You're able to evaluate the device hygiene and enforce all those access policies that we were looking at earlier. And we're able to send the prompts beforehand to update users to update their device, or encourage users to update their device. So you can put a notification on there that says you will be out of compliance in 1 week. Would you like to update now or skip? They can click update now or skip before they're blocked. And it gives a lot of the security analytics with Trust Monitor, and identifies the risky login attempts that they're seeing that may be out of the ordinary for that particular user. And then we have Duo Beyond. So Duo Beyond is where you really start to see that granular remote access, remote desktop access, and you're able to enforce policies. So only managed devices versus all devices can log on to the network. And it also has visibility into EDR and antivirus software on both iPhone and laptop you're trying to get on the network with. So here's just kind of an eye chart, really shows how all three editions stack on top of each other, and what the next step up looks like. So we went through the editions. Now we'll do a quick click through for the end user experience. So this is kind of a simulation if I'm trying to log into my Outlook email. I'll type in my credentials, I'll hit sign in, and then it'll ask me, how would you like to be prompted to authenticate? So at the top, you can see device. It says iPhone XXX phone number. That's a drop-down menu. So users can enroll as many devices as they want. If somebody has 10 iPhones they want to enroll, they can enroll all 10 iPhones. They'll drop down that box, select which device they want to send the prompt to, and then it'll ask what type of prompt would you like. So in this case, IT has set up 3 different authentication methods. Duo Push is the one that's going to be sent to the Duo app. That's one that it's free, doesn't require any telephony credits or anything like that. So they'll click send me a push. But also on the screen, again, you can see its Acme logos, all customizable to your company. And then on the left, you can see if they want to enroll a new device, they can do that right there. They can check their settings, all from this prompt. And then it'll send it over here. You'll open up the iPhone, and again, pointing out the application trying to log into, who's trying to log into it, geo-stamped and time-stamped. So you'll hit approve, and we're in. So pretty easy user experience. And then we have our common use cases. If you have any of these already on the network, we obviously have built-in integrations with a lot of our Cisco VPNs. That and O365 are probably our top 2. And then, like we're about to talk about, Meraki, tons of integrations with Meraki. And it also helps with a lot of the, lately you've heard a lot about the cybersecurity insurance standards coming up. Most of it requires MFA to be in place. And then audits and compliance. So I'm sure we all are excited to talk about compliance standards, but we meet a lot of compliance standards. Here's a couple of them. If there's ever anything that Duo may not be able to satisfy, obviously we can work with Evron and the Cisco team to get a solution in place. But we check a lot of boxes on the compliance front. And finally, we're here to help. We have a lot of documentation online that explains just a lot of the integrations, a lot of the end user guide and the click-through demos. So I know they mentioned we're going to send all these slides out, so you'll have access to these links. But yeah, beyond that, I'm not sure if there are any questions that came through while we were on. I don't know, Lauren, if you want to come off mute, but yeah. Lauren, either.
Double muted, sorry about that. So I just wanted to everyone, if there are any questions, I believe we'll be answering those at the end. But I didn't see anything in the chat or Q&A currently, so I will pass it back to the team.
Great, I appreciate that. So now jump into the Meraki side. So Peter, you want to take over? I think pass the ball over to you.
Peter, you're on mute.
I was going to say, double mute myself too. Flavor of the week, huh? But yeah, I'll get this started. I know we're capped on time here, so I'll just get moving. Nice to meet everyone. I'm your Meraki ISR for Southwest Ontario. So feel free to reach out to your Evron team and myself if you guys ever have any immediate questions, needs, concerns. Happy to help. But yeah, just wanted to get into our presentation here and kind of let you guys understand a little bit more our portfolio and specifically more about a couple of the solutions we have for business resiliency. So we're going to start here and trying to explain, how to give you guys more power to grow, adapt, and innovate as time goes by. And can we see my screen?
Yeah, you're good.
Wonderful. And I'm just going to go to a brief agenda here. I'm just going to talk a little bit about just SMB with Meraki, also our platform and how to build the foundation on that. Also go into some of our business resiliency solutions, which can be focused on secure edge with SASE, remote/hybrid work, as well as smart spaces, and then go into some resources for you guys on how to get some next steps going. So it's no secret, IT teams are lean now and you guys are overwhelmed by limited time, budgets, and resources. So, less money, have to do more with it, more security, more access for your users, more granularity with people that are on your network, so on and so forth. So how do we do that? Well, it's not simple. As most IT networking solutions today, they're not simple, whether that's, going through CLI, multiple point products, multiple dashboards, so on and so forth. The real key to Meraki, in my opinion, is really about the simplicity, efficiency, and scalability of our solution, and how that especially resonates with our SMB clients. So today we're going to mainly focus on how to these three areas here, both secure edge, future work, and smart spaces. So how to get that reliable and powerful connectivity, securing your business users and devices, and then also that seamless work from anywhere environment, while monitoring and ensuring that safe physical space all together. So our mission here at Meraki is pretty simple. It's connecting passionate people to their mission by simplifying the digital workspace. So with our cloud-based model, we give a lot of scalability and ease of use with our platform that traditionally, it's a lot more difficult in the constraints of a regular IT environment. So that's really our goal here at Meraki, is to make things simple for you guys and not add too many headaches when it comes to network problems. I think I went one too many. So I'm going to go into our platform a little bit here. But Cisco Meraki, we are the Cisco leader in cloud managed IT. We create the simplest, most powerful solution to help everyone from small businesses to global enterprises save time and money. So we were founded in 2006, and we were born out of the desire to simplify an industry that had become increasingly, inflexible, complex, and leaving a lot of people behind. So Meraki technology, it's managed by an intuitive, feature-rich interface and enables organizations to rapidly roll out digital initiatives and deliver that real-time business value. So it's backed by a wealth of networking data and insights where Meraki will help you get things done so you can do more. Like I said before, Meraki is a cloud managed solution. It's grown from more than just our wireless APs, if anyone's heard about it. We now sell over 8 different networking solutions, nuts to bolts. So, route, switch, stack, security, SD-WAN, cellular gateways, system management platforms, cameras, sensors, the whole bit. So it's what started out as a MIT RoofNet project back in the day, I guess, in Boston, 2006. Our founders, they really presented their findings at a conference where Google and Sequoia Capital decided to fund the company and move them out to the Bay Area, where they were acquired by Cisco in 2012. So where we differ from Cisco traditional is that we really focus on that simplicity, scalability, and efficiency. And if anyone's heard, our newest product line, they include both the MI license 2018, our cellular gateway, our MGs, and then our sensors, which were new released in 2020. So We'll be advertising some upcoming webinars over the next couple months here if you guys are interested in those. Any deep dive if that resonates with you. So it all starts with the Meraki platform. It's crafted to be utterly simple, enabling you to do more with less. So translating that into cost savings, a competitive edge, and opening up, more ways that enable you guys to succeed. So how do we do that? Well, the cloud allows us to simplify technology and really free up the time of your IT departments. So, let's talk about security. We provide more visibility in your network. Updates are delivered via the cloud to stay ahead of those threats. And really, this just gives your IT staff the ability to be proactive instead of reactive. So we offer two-factor authentication, management data is sent via encrypted path to Meraki's cloud. Will then ensure, that data segmentation to ensure your data is stored securely, effectively, and in a multi-tenant environment. Pardon me, guys, get some coffee real quick. Also for reliability, Meraki devices, will continue to operate normally with a configuration. Even if one of our data centers gets taken out of, for a natural disaster, we'd simply just fail over to another data center that served your network. So we have 7 globally distributed data centers, which feature 4 nines. I think we're at 99.99% uptime. So no impact to your network operations if a connection to the cloud does go down. All of your configurations are stored in the cloud. And then with scalability, when you're expanding out your network, it's really easy to copy over templates and settings via the cloud and push them out to all your devices. So no need to be on site when you're deploying your gear, and there's no additional equipment beyond the device itself that's needed, that and the license. And then for future proofing, really easy to scale up in the future. Constant firmware and feature updates are pushed out without extra cost, and the dashboard continues to get better and has continuous improvements as our engineers, they listen to you guys' feedback and they implement those changes. So today, it's a little bit more evident than ever, before our design for making new things easy has paid off. But we don't rest on past success. We are constantly trying to evolve the Meraki platform, and we'll see that later in this session. But our platform was designed to be simple to use for even complex needs, from inception. It was really designed to be constantly evolving and adding new capability. So it incorporates the foundational technologies like AI or machine learning to constantly learn from new situations, customer deployments, and data sources, which, by the way, is a prime example of how we relentlessly simplify the execution of these new use cases. This also this also results in the ability for our customers to easily change their network and infrastructure, giving you guys the power to rapidly adapt to change and thrive. So to illustrate how our platform is built for ease of change, we see things such as instant configuration monitoring of all devices from a single interface. As evidence of our focus, kind of really simplifies on simplifying that network operation. We see tight integration and the broadest range of networks, especially the incredible portfolio of Cisco products, applications, so on and so forth. So our platform is built that the traditionally complex processes are made simple for radically faster deployment, management and troubleshooting, and to keep pace with change. Finally, automation of real-world insights results in the continual reduction of manual tasks, as we've seen with Meraki Health and other platform-level features, which provide the adaptability to improve customer and end user experiences faster. So, hey, we try to reinvent it by making change easy. And the Meraki platform, it does enable seamless integrations for your teams in multiple ways. One, starting with our portfolio. So you can easily expand and integrate across all of our products in our SD Access, SD-WAN, and IoT lines. You can also have Cisco native integrations. We native integrate with Cisco products such as Umbrella and Duo, as Trevor was talking about, and then also third-party integration. So scale your teams and meet key needs by integrating with third-party across SaaS tools, cloud service providers, and key partners for turnkey solutions, such as social distancing, Wi-Fi customer analytics, and much more. So now we're going to go a little bit more in the bread and butter of some of our key solutions that are a little more pertinent today than they were a little more of a year ago. Those being Secure Edge, so SASE, unless you've been living under a rock, Secure Access, Secure Edge. We do have a very tight foothold of that Secure Edge part of it. Also the future of work, so hybrid and remote work, as well as smart spaces. So if anyone has any current projects going like this, feel free to lend an ear when it's most relevant to you, and hopefully we can learn something new. So, Secure Edge. You know, when we're thinking about protecting your network, your users, and devices from malicious threats, you know, you're just thinking about getting those costly attacks and mitigating that risk. So all of our MX and SD-WAN, as well as our Z teleworker appliance, are backed by Talos, you know, that leading threat intelligence, who blocks over 20 billion global threats every day, I believe. So with that, you know, our key products are going to be, like I said before, the MX for an SD-WAN, as well as Cisco Umbrella integrated that for threat protection, and then other types of solution suites that also scale down or up. So that being our SD-WAN security appliances, as well as our access points and Umbrella. So how do we deliver SASE? Mostly three main components: the connect, the control, and converge. So you know, connecting with our SD-WAN and security appliances, those control points, such as Trevor talked about, you know, with Duo, Umbrella, and then really controlling that end user activity, and then the convergence of all of this into one platform. So the first portion, that high quality experience with SD-WAN. We give advanced analytics with both ML and SD-WAN connectivity, which really equals that high quality of experience. So with our SD-WAN solution, it's you know, world-class Cisco hardware, but really very agile in security with all its integrations with Talos, which is used on the same firepower appliances that Cisco has, as well as very simple and easy SD-WAN connectivity. So like three clicks really for, you know, for an auto VPN connection for multiple sites. So a lot of power in this platform, and going to go into a little bit more here as we go on. We have time. So here's a high-level view of our MX and SD-WAN appliance and its core features. So, you know, that SD-WAN, content filtering, you know, it's secure wire access, UTM, secure Wi-Fi access, that layer 3 auto VPN, WAN application performance monitoring, and then also all thrown together by our platform in the dashboard. So when it comes to security, there's really no such thing, you know, as one box for every single solution. There's multiple layers and use cases. And the way we think about security for SMB challenges in three ways. So one, endpoint security, you know, i.e. your antivirus and for endpoint protection on laptops and mobile devices. Two, our network security. So that security appliance, that C3 telework gateway, you know, they allow that auto VPN tunneling security services, and then cloud security. So, you know, for example, integrating with Cisco Umbrella, who does that cloud level DNS layer security. All three seamlessly work together, and with transition to remote, want to make sure, you know, provide the same level of security in the office as out in the virtual, you know, work from home environment. So if we take the MX as a teleworker device, it can do things like split DNS, and then you want to look at advanced security licensing model, which would give you additional features and capabilities to integrate with AMP, Threat Grid, and then also your IDPS. So Cisco ICE, I believe, also can be which can run for doing profiling, posturing, and the Radius Active Directory integration. So all of these fit into our Cisco security family, and you know, we kind of let you pick and choose which one fits your need, threat models, risks deploying in office, remote workers, etc. And now I want to highlight it really quick on Umbrella, which integrates multiple security services, DNS layer security, firewall, secure web gateway, and then CASB and much more. But we use those to centrally manage protection for all of your locations. Having this functionality in a single platform is important because it helps us to reduce the time, money, and resources previously required for deployment, configuration, and integration tasks. And equally important, you know, is the flexibility to deploy what's needed by locations and users. For some, that might mean, you know, DNS security is perfect fit, while others, deeper inspection with the web gateway or cloud delivered firewall is needed. So Umbrella also includes Cisco SecureX with all subscriptions, and SecureX is a built-in experience in all Cisco security products that connects data from across your security portfolio and third-party tools in your security infrastructure to unify that visibility, enable automation, and strengthen your security. Meraki is also, you know, has a globally proven platform that gives enterprises the control to build that SaaS solution that suits their needs today and that is ready to adapt to your needs in the future, so that best-in-class networking and network security are converged onto one platform in the simplest way imaginable. The platform supports enterprises in every step of their SASE journey with open APIs for seamless integration across Cisco technologies and third-party systems. So, why Cisco with Meraki? Well, one, proven platform consolidating SASE technologies. Two, we got a best-in-class security integrated throughout our portfolio. Also have the world's most trusted SD-WAN provider. Over 30,000 customers, I believe, Meraki plus Viptela globally across all industries. You get platform-wide visibility. We're recognized for reducing OpEx through simplicity and open APIs to empower every phase of your journey. We're going to switch over now to the future of work. To increase productivity, security, and connectivity for both remote, hybrid, and in-office workers. So with that, we have a little snip of our products for that, which are Z3, Meraki Insight, and Systems Manager plus Duo. And then a little bit lower, we have the specific kind of solution fabric that you would make in the components to make certain needs come to life. So we'll start off with the MX and the Z, the telework gateways here. So if you think about a distributed office or branch, let's say, at a professional service environment or retail environment, you'll either want to deploy, the MX appliance or a Z3. This is an example set up for the Meraki MX and SD-WAN appliance, as well as our Z3 telework gateway, which is our firewall for, home office deployments, as well as larger deployments for the MX. All standard features are available on both. The MX, you get 2 endports. You can slice traffic across multiple uplinks, and our Z3 has 1 single uplink and also 3 and 4G failover, or it can also be natively connected on 4G. So, you might want to rapidly deploy on 4G only and have, another, and have your uplink as a failover there. But it does have embedded LTE models as well, and both do support, using a USB dongle. So, if you have that available and it's of interest, a few models also have the option for PoE as well. So if you have any interest on MX or Z3s or Z telework gateways, feel free to reach out to your Evron rep and, request a demo for more information. Also, another part of the fabric here is our MX appliance, and it's Auto VPN. So all MX and SD-WAN appliances include Auto VPN, which is really critical for deploying those teleworkers. Our Auto VPN, it does give you the ability to configure site-to-site VPNs, layer 3 IPsec tunnels in just 3 clicks in our Meraki dashboard over any WAN link. So all this can be done through our dashboard, which is really our biggest differentiator. The dashboard acts like a conductor of an orchestra, and it says, hey, I authorize my teleworker device to talk to HQ, and it knows the IP of the remote site in HQ, and then builds the tunnel between the two. So we don't have to send traffic, through the dashboard of the cloud. It's really a point-to-point encrypted VPN connection. And you can also automatically configure those VPN parameters. The Cisco Meraki dashboard uniquely acts as a broker between those MXs in an organization and negotiates those VPN routes, authentication, and encryption protocols. And it's really a key exchange automatically to create hub and spoke or mesh VPN technologies. Also, we have redundancy built in. So, MXs with two uplinks will automatically self-heal to renegotiate VPN tunnels if a primary uplink does go down. And then focus on our MR wireless, the teleworker solution. Our MR as a telework solution, kind of highlight, something in all of our MR devices. They all have layer 3 and layer 7 stateful firewall in them, which means you can push your firewall policy from the AP level for both teleworkers or office workers. Wireless health, it's a great way to do lots of IT in-depth troubleshooting, so to speak, and kind of figure out, where issues might lie on the network. So, when a case is opened, your IT teams can see where clients are in the dashboard and use the wireless health to see why a user isn't authenticating. Also, plus features like to run advanced wireless. So you got RF profiles and RF optimization. If you have an AP at home, it'll read environment and make radio and power channel adjustments based on what it's seeing. And then in remote environments, if it's competing with other broadband wireless, it has the intelligence to change that channel or power accordingly. And then lastly, advanced location analytics and heat maps. So useful both in office and out of office for those distributed environments. If you guys do like to see where traffic is, where those corridors are, or if there's specific areas that you want to use, or at least what's the term? Incentivize people to use different access control and level security to keep your network and your wireless up to snuff for everyone, so they're always getting their the applications they need to access. And then lastly, Systems Manager, VIOD. And System Manager is particularly useful in remote workers for bring your device environments, and for client VPN, you want to make sure that they can always get back to the data center to access those corporate applications. So you can do that with Systems Manager, distributing the client VPN profile, so everything's simpler. So SM is Enterprise Mobility Manager, so we can do a lot more than just client VPN. Some of those full features are easy enrollment via email or SMS, or simply just via a mobile browser, push apps or content. You can restrict usage, monitor devices regardless of their location or connection type, real-time visibility, dynamic policies using Sentry, hassle-free VPN and Wi-Fi provisioning, security posturing, and then managing hardware and software inventory. All this protects devices, enforces encryption, and gives you that access to do remote troubleshooting, configurations, and policies. We're going to go to our last one, which is going to be smart spaces. And for this, it's really focusing on our cameras and sensors. So want to enable that safe operations for your teams, both indoor and outdoor activity, and be able to access those assets remotely. So our cameras and our APIs bring increased visibility into operations and also advanced analytics to easily track usage patterns and detect objects. So our MT sensors monitor IT assets and facilities for greater visibility, employee safety, and cost savings. So our Cisco MV cameras, like everything else, they're very easy to deploy, configure, and use. So centrally managed via our Meraki web-based dashboard, eliminating the cost and complexity found with other traditional security camera solutions, such as using those siloed kind of solutions or products that use NVR or digital video recorder management software, VMS, any type of third-party analytics. So some key benefits to that, just managing, configuring, and view video from all of your Meraki cameras from anywhere through the Meraki dashboard, saving time and effort, where it might be traditionally spent finding video evidence with motion search and motion recap. You can also export and share video directly from the dashboard. Also, we have powerful built-in analytics, which require no additional configuration, hardware, software, and they also provide organizations with business intelligence to understand usage, traffic patterns, and trends. And then, as everything, we do, we do take security seriously. So the Meraki MV cameras, it's no different. All can access the cameras. All access to the cameras is encrypted with a public key. And then that includes automatic individual publicly signed SSL certificates for each camera. So two-factor authentication provides strong access controls. Local video storage on the camera is also encrypted by default. And then onto our MT sensors. So what are MT sensors? Well, they're Cisco Meraki MT sensors, which they provide real-time visibility into IT environments. So the sensors will allow you to remotely monitor temperature, humidity, water leaks, and door access to help protect critical infrastructure and keep business operations running smoothly. Some of the benefits we have, our sensors connect via Bluetooth, low energy to a customer's existing Meraki Wi-Fi 6 APs, and second generation MV smart cameras are configured and managed in the Meraki cloud-based dashboard. So this eliminates the need for dedicated gateways, separate management software, and on-premises servers. Also, it's battery operated, so if you already have gateways, you can get additional visibility into your environment with our sensors. So, long story short, our sensors can help you with security, speed, and simplicity, and they give you those key features of flexible alerting, automatic Bluetooth connectivity, onboard storage, 5-year battery life, and then also, APIs to access those real-time and historical sensor readings. And that pretty much finishes up for me. And we're just going to go into where you guys can go to visit and learn a little bit more, which is our community.meraki.com page. as well as if you guys go to meraki.documentation, that can give you a lot of additional resources as well. I apologize for speaking through that, everybody. I am actually just on time. So what are some next steps? You can go ahead and start a free trial with any Meraki products by contacting or connecting with your Evron rep. You can also start an instant demo if you'd like to go ahead and ask for that as well. And then also some more learning and enablement via our on-demand webinars where you can kind of demo some of our key solutions talked about today. And
All right.
that's it for me.
Awesome, Peter. Thank you so much for that. And just a reminder to everybody that these slides are going to be available on our website in the next day or two, including, so you'll have access to, even Peter's additional resources. Also, if you want a demo, feel free to contact us directly as well at info@evron.com or even through the Contact Us page at www.evron.com. Just a reminder, if you have a question, please be sure to type it in the question box. I just want to let you know also that any questions regarding costs will be addressed by our reps after the webinar. They're happy to connect with you and break down pricing for you. So I see that we have a question here, probably for Peter. Does Meraki work well with other cloud platforms like GCP, AWS, Azure, etc.?
We do. So I do believe that right now GCP is in the works, but let me just go ahead and also follow up with you that and with our hosts here, just to give you any additional information. Is there like S3 or something that you'd like to look at, or is there a specific platform that you guys work with, or multiple? It's a multi-cloud environment.
Yeah, it doesn't
give you some yeah, we can give you some collateral on that to read more. Not a problem.
Okay, and we'll just probably go through two more questions and then wrap up everything. What are some costs for Duo? Probably Trevor or Lauren, you can answer that.
Yeah, so like you mentioned, we typically don't speak too much to pricing. We work with our partners to really address that with the end customer. And so like you mentioned, reaching out to Evron would be the way to go with that. But yeah.
Okay, and which Duo edition is most popular?
Our like we kind of mentioned, our Access edition is definitely most popular. That's where you really start to see that device hygiene visibility. So you can start to prompt those devices well before they're actually blocked to update beforehand. But yeah, so Duo Access is definitely the most popular, and for the device hygiene reason.
Okay. So I'll go ahead.
Quick follow-up. I just wanted to follow up. Yeah, so supported cloud platforms are AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. I'll just say up front that I know that there have been some frustrations with GCP, but we do support AWS, Azure, and GCP.
Awesome. Okay, and yeah, again, if anybody has any questions in the future, please, you can even ask us through Twitter and tag us at Evron Computers, or even email us directly at info@evron.com, or go to our Contact Us page at www.evron.com. Yeah, and next slide, please. So I would just like to say thank you to everybody, Trevor, Peter, and Sunny for being here, even Lauren, and thank you, Nanette, for handling the slides in the background. I've learned a lot, and a big thank you for everybody who's attended. The first 25 attendees will receive a $25 Uber Eats gift card in the next few days, so keep an eye on your inbox or even your junk mail just in case. Our sales reps will be contacting you personally within the next week or so. And they can also share with you a free security assessment quiz if you're interested. That'll help you understand potential gaps or vulnerabilities that your business may have. That's also the perfect time that you can ask for a demo as well. Just a reminder again that slides will be available on our website in the next day or two. Feel free to contact us at any time at info@evron.com. Thanks again, Trevor, Peter, and Sunny, for sharing your insight. A big thank you to everyone who could be here with us today. We do appreciate your time. We hope to see you soon, hopefully maybe in person next time. Thank you and stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.